Hey, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are incredibly close to 1,000 subscribers, which means that I am now going to change up the format. I will be showing gameplay mostly, and maybe some clips, and maybe here and there some screenshots. If you want me to hit that 1,000 subs and to make a living out of this, please subscribe. If you don't want that, then you're just kind of mean. Why you're even here? Anyway, the reason you're here, of course, is to hear about some great show recommendations that you should watch after watching Invincible. If for some reason you have never dipped your toes into adult animation, then you are at the right address here. I'm gonna give you some great recommendations that you should absolutely watch, starting with the very first. One Punch Man. One Punch Man may be the closest to Invincible on this list, at least when it comes to the theme, superheroes. In Invincible, the theme is more about family and the personal life of some of the characters. In One Punch Man, it's more of the concept of superheroes and a complete system that has been put in place for it, with characters being put into tiers, basically. You have S tier heroes, A tier heroes, B tier, C tier. Our main character is incredibly overpowered. You've definitely seen Saitama. People say he can beat Goku, people say he can beat anyone. I honestly believe he can do almost anything as well, but the funny thing is he never really gets recognized for his powers in the show. This show is mainly a comedy. Invincible's also funny, so I guess they have that in common, but Invincible doesn't really explore this theme of tiers that much. The Boys does sometimes, but it doesn't really go into it too much. But the show does a really good job for making you root for characters to go up a tier higher. It's a really fun experience, pretty lighthearted at times, nowhere near as brutal as Invincible, and if that's what you're looking for, there's definitely some other shows on this list for that. But if you're here for the superhero genre being explored a little bit differently, then One Punch Man is definitely an anime you should watch. Now, there is a chance that you may not be very open to anime, and that Invincible is one of the first animations for adults that you've watched. Then One Punch Man is a great start, but I can see if that's something you're not too interested in. I can see why. I've been on that road before. I've been anti-anime myself. I'd say give it a go, but if you don't want to, the next pick is maybe better for you. Castlevania is a show on Netflix that is based on, obviously, the game Castlevania. I've never played the game Castlevania. I am way too young for that. I'm 22, but I'm kind of hyped to do so now. Castlevania is basically about humanity versus vampires, but it's done really well. Vampire threats are really big. They explore the humanity behind vampires, and they explore the humanity behind our main characters. Some characters are treated very tragically, but what I like most about this is relationships. In Invincible, the relationships sometimes seem a little weird, and sometimes they don't seem too natural, and Castlevania does that way better. I think the main characters, and I'm not gonna spoil that they get together, are such a better fit than Adam, Eve, and Mark. Additionally, the tragedy behind some characters is really big, but again, it's not as vulgar as Invincible. It's still pretty vulgar, and there's still some gore here and there, and some ideas are pretty vulgar. There's also sex in the show, which Invincible for some reason hates. I'm very curious how they're gonna do that with adapting the comics, but alright, good luck. But if you want to watch an animation that's a little bit more mature than most, then yeah, definitely go watch that. If you're already on Netflix, since Castlevania is on Netflix, then also go watch Arcane, which you've undoubtedly heard something about. If you've already seen it, skip through this chapter, you know why it's great. If you haven't seen it, let me sell it to you. Arcane does a great job of grounding a great universe. It's based on League of Legends, Runeterra region basically, and it zooms in on two cities next to each other and the drama between those two. But instead of focusing on the big scale, they also really focus down on the characters really well. It's a very dramatic show. They do a great job of making it creative. They have such amazing animated scenes. The music is incredible. Overall, the art style, the voice acting, everything is perfect, except for maybe the writing. You can definitely see that in Season 2 they wanted to speed things up a bit because they wanted to close things off. This is a problem that Invincible has never had. Invincible has always ended a little bit more open to leave room for the next season. But since for some reason Netflix said, yo dudes, we gotta wrap this up, you're gonna get less budget, season 2 was a lot shorter than it could have been, and in my opinion should have been. It's still amazing, and you absolutely should watch this show. It's not as gory again as Invincible, but it does match some very vulgar themes, and they do not shy away from sex either. I don't know why Invincible hates sex. Now you might be saying, yo, Embo, I do not have Netflix. Why the fuck are you giving me Netflix exclusives? No problem, I've got you. We're going back to Amazon Prime and we're going to Vox Machina. Vox Machina is a Dungeons and Dragons style kind of show with some great characters, and it's incredibly vulgar. It is a little bit cringy at times because it feels like some characters swear just to be swearing, but the characters themselves are pretty interesting, the fights are really good, some of the themes overall are pretty good, and overall I would say it's Invincible worthy. As I say, it matches some of the themes of Invincible, focusing on different characters every once in a while, but it also has a great team element to it, which Invincible lacks, honestly. I don't think the Guardians of the Globe are working together that well, and I don't think any other team ever has. So the team part of Vox Machina is what sets it apart from Invincible, but the vulgar themes and zooming in on characters and making it more dramatic is something that Invincible also does, and yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Now here's another show, and this one is not on Amazon Prime, unfortunately. You should watch Creature Commandos. And before you watch Creature Commandos, you should watch The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad. And after you've watched The Suicide Squad, you should watch Peacemaker. And then you can watch Creature Commandos. And if you've done that, you're absolutely gonna fucking love it. Creature Commandos does an amazing job of zooming in on characters. Again, it's a lot more vulgar. It also has some political themes, which is really fun. It's incredibly memeable, no character is safe, as opposed to Invincible. And you can't really decide on which side you're supposed to be. It's constantly making you question, am I rooting for the right guys, or am I rooting for the underdog, or am I rooting for the bad guy? It also has a great sense of team building. The team isn't there yet, but the team is eventually gonna work together better. And oh my god, the backstories are incredible. The animation, again, is peak. The backstories are peak, so the writing is peak. The voice acting is incredible, the music is amazing, so you should definitely check out Creature Commandos. This might be the best show on here that I've got on this list. Arcane is amazing, don't get me wrong, Arcane is a must-watch, but Creature Commandos has not gotten the love that it deserved, and you should absolutely watch it. What makes it comparative to Invincible? Of course, the vulgar themes, and obviously it's about super villains, basically. Not any that you would know, or maybe you do. I don't know how much you are into comics, but it's there, man. It's James Gunn, once again. And that wraps up my recommendations. Now, have you watched all of these? Then let me know. What do you think? How do they compare to Invincible? Have you not watched these? Then let me know which ones interested you. I want to know everything. Comment everything. Subscribe. Like, send this to your grandma, send this to your nephew, send this to your boss. Hi, please give the guy that sent this to you a promotion. Thank you very much. Anyway, thank you for watching. You know what to do. Please subscribe. Alright, that should work. Thank you, YouTube. Bye.